Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Tiffany and I'm super excited to have you here with me today. We're going to be decorating the house for Valentine's Day and I am super excited. I pulled out all my old decorations and I actually was able to snag some new super cute items from Walmart. That's what I'm going to show you here in the next couple clips. These are all really affordable items that I picked up from Walmart. And also in this video, we're going to be doing a couple of fun little DIY crafts. So if you're here for it, let's get started. Getting started by grabbing a tiered tray out of the pantry. I have been collecting these tiered trays over the last year and a half. I wanted one, but then fell in love with multiples. So I've just started a little collection. I figured I could change them out through the different seasons and you know, have fun with it. You don't have to just commit to one thing, of course, but I'm just taking a second to take the tags off before I get started with decorating this tiered tray. This is actually going to be the first time I've ever decorated a tiered tray before, so hopefully it all comes out cute. I'm happy with the way it turned out. Are you a tiered tray person? Is this trend like done, tired? I don't know. I feel like I'm just now getting on the bandwagon, so I really hope it's not like done, but tell me how you're feeling about tiered trays in the comments below. Do you have a tiered tray? Do you like them? Are you over them? And I just also wanted to mention, if I look a little beat in this video, that's because this was filmed during my ick, and I still have a little bit of the lingering, so you can probably hear it in my voice, but my family is all doing much better. All of my kids are on the mend. They're all better and great, but my husband and I, you know, as the old people, are still struggling. We're getting there. We're coming around the bend, but if I look a little beat, that is what is happening in this video. One of my favorite ways to decorate for Valentine's Day or spring or summer is with fresh flowers. And I should have written down what these were called before I threw away the wrapper, but I didn't. I'm sorry. But the pink ones were kind of like a berry and the white ones were like a carnation. And I'm just going to trim them down really short to put into this mug, which is actually an old mug from Target, and it's been beat up, I think, from a couple years in the dishwasher, but I loved the color and I thought it would add a nice little pop of pink and pop of fresh flowers onto the tiered tray. So to finish up styling this entryway table, I grabbed a few items. I wasn't sure what I was going to use or what I wanted, to put where, so I just grabbed a couple of things, decided on just a few. That quote there, for I found the one my soul loves, is from Hobby Lobby. I got that a few years ago. And then the love sign and the other heart, like the ombre heart, those are actually from Walmart, along with that tag that I have on that little clipboard. And then I'm about to pull in this cute little Better Together sign, which is from my bedroom, and that's also from Hobby Lobby. And it makes me think of my friend Anne every time I think, or I hear Better Together, I think of her, because that is her wedding song. So Anne, if you're watching, I'm thinking of you. And now we're going to move on to our first DIY. So I'm going to make a little tassel banner. I wanted something like just sweet and simple, and I couldn't find a tassel banner that I liked. I wanted something really small, so I am making my own. They're really simple to make. You just need to find some kind of item that you can wrap the yarn around, which here I'm using a tray that I got at Target. You could use a book or a binder or something like that. It just needs to be roughly the size that you want your tassels to be. And then you're just going to wrap the yarn around whatever it is that you're using. I did not want these tassels to be very big or very thick, so I didn't wrap it a ton, but I wrapped it enough. And then you're going to cut another little piece like you see that I have there just laying on the counter. And then you're going to take your yarn off of whatever you chose to wrap it around, which hopefully yours doesn't have a ledge like mine did. And then you're going to put it down on that yarn, and you're going to you're going to tie the yarn around the top of your tassel and leave like about an inch, and that's where you're going to thread your yarn through later so that you can hang it. And then you're going to cut it so that the yarn opens, and then trim it down to whatever length you want to have it. And then you'll just use that first tassel that you made as the template for the others that you make. So once you've made all the tassels that you want to make, you're going to use a piece of yarn and cut it to the length that you want your banner to be. Leave a little space so that you can, hang it. But and then you're going to just tie your tassels onto that yarn. So string the yarn through the loop at the top and then tie a little knot. I made 5 tassels for this little banner that I wanted to put on my entryway table, and I didn't tie knots. I just tied like one tie, so that way if I needed to adjust them, I could. Which, as you see there, I am adjusting one because it wasn't like right in the middle, but there's the finished little tassel banner. I love how it turned out. It's super duper cute. That cord is driving you nuts. I know it is as you're looking at this table, but please know it has since been fixed. Danny and I actually switched the lamp to the other side and put the tray where the lamp is, and we were able to hide the cord under the table. So it's kind of a bummer that it's in that shot, but I did take care of it. But look how sweet that little tassel banner looks. It's perfect. Okay, so now we're moving on to the next DIY. So we're going to be making some yarn hearts, and I had intentions of making a banner with about 8 of these little yarn hearts. However, they took forever to make, and so we end up making 2 and I use them just for decorations. I may go back later and make some more, but they were taking forever and I was running out of sunlight. So basically what I did was I used a heart from another piece of decoration that I had. You could use a cookie cutter or just freehand a heart, and I used a cardboard box and I cut them out. As you see, I had all this intentions to do a bunch of them. But once you have your hearts cut out, you're just going to cut some edges off of your hearts so that when you're wrapping the yarn, it actually has something to grip. I will tell you, I think I cut my flat pieces a little big. I followed a tutorial that I found on Pinterest. I'll actually have it linked for you down below. And I felt like, I followed the directions. I don't know, but it just didn't feel like it was gripping as well. I don't know, maybe I was doing it wrong, but basically you just tape the yarn on and then you just start wrapping. And you wrap it in all different directions so that you get the yarn going in all different directions, which is what you see me doing. I'm just turning it as I'm wrapping it, and it just was taking forever. If I do this project again, I won't use this super thin yarn, which is the problem that I was having. If I was using a thicker yarn, it would have been better, but I didn't want to purchase a whole bunch of different yarn. This yarn was like $3 at Walmart. It was super cheap and it did the job. It just took, I don't know, 4 times as long. Once you have it wrapped and you are, happy with the way it looks, or in my case, you're okay with the way it looked and you're tired of wrapping it, you're just going to trim it and you'll tie it. And they actually turn out pretty sweet. Like I said, if you use a thicker yarn, it'll go a lot quicker and it'll probably look a lot nicer, but I think they're super sweet. Here they are in action. I actually think they turned out really sweet. Like I said, they're just a nice little touch of, pink, and I love that the yarn is really soft, and I just think they're really cute. So although it didn't turn out the way I wanted with, a banner, I think they're still adorable. Hanging decor piece I have had since my very first apartment in California when I first moved out. I was 18 and I love it. It has followed me ever since, and I always try to find a place in my home for it. Okay, so moving over to the sideboard, I had purchased this cute little house planter from Target. I actually want to go back and purchase a couple more. It's so cute, and I wanted to put these flowers in it, so I had put water in it, and the water just started coming out the bottom. I started to panic. So I found a kid's cup that I just showed you that was little, and I squeezed it in there, and I put water in that cup, and I was able to put some flower stems in there. I just wanted it to look like little flowers are coming out of the top. It turned out super duper cute. But newsflash, if you do plan on planting something in these, which I was planning on doing, just be aware that it does have the drip hole at the bottom, which you need it to have, but it does not, it really does leak pretty well, even when it's closed. So you might want to water whatever plant you have in here in the sink, let it drain before you put it back wherever you're going to have it. I'm going to use the last of the flowers to make a few little bouquets, one in that milk jug that I'm going to put in the bathroom, and then I use some mason jars for the rest of them. Just, you want to make sure you're changing the water regularly in any flowers that you have in a vase or anything like that. Another thing is try to trim off as much as you can of the leaves if they're going to touch the water. You don't want the leaves like soaking up a bunch of the nutrients in the water that could be going to the flowers, and they do rot if they're sitting in the water. So you want to make sure that any of like these big what is that called? Big leaves, like I was saying, you want to make sure that you cut those off, as you saw me do just there, and they're not touching the water. It's really, really important. You might be asking yourself, how does she know that? Well, fun little fact, I worked for a florist for about 3 weeks one year when I lived in Vegas. So off camera, I made myself another little tassel banner. I had intentions of putting the yarn heart banner on the sideboard, and I still might make one. I might go get some yarn that's bigger. I don't know. I really have my heart set on those little hearts. So if I do, I'll post about it on my Instagram. So make sure you're following me there. But in the meantime, I made myself another little tassel banner, and I think it looks really sweet. I'm glad that I did it. I love to hang something on this. It just looks really pretty. So super easy, and it, just adds a sweet little touch. Finally, my friends, I'm taking down my winter wreath and I'm replacing it with this cute little flower tin that I purchased from Big Lots with some fake flowers that I put inside. Just looks really sweet. And that is it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed coming along with me decorating my farmhouse for Valentine's Day. If you did enjoy this video, consider giving it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.